This is Curtis Alexander. In this short video, let's talk about calcium. Can it help you lose weight? First of all, yes, the studies are very clear. Calcium can help you lose weight, but I'm going to cover 4 things that you need to keep in mind in this video if you really want to leverage calcium. So in fact, also at the end of the video, I'll share with you my personal sources, my preferences on calcium-rich foods. So let's hop right into it. When you consume calcium, what you want to make sure, first of all, is that you're eating it earlier in the day. Okay. And the reason for that is it's going to help you increase the rate at which fat is burned over the next 2 meals consumed. So it kind of sets you up for fat loss throughout the day when you consume it earlier. The way I prefer to do it is when I have coffee in the morning, I put honey, I've got collagen protein, and I've got raw milk in it. Okay. That gives me a good start to my calcium in the day. Very good for my metabolism. So that's what I do. The next thing is that when you consume calcium-rich foods as a byproduct of that, you're going to feel fuller. So your likelihood of overeating throughout the day is less. The other thing we see, and I'll include the links to these studies in the description, but that calcium-rich foods can help increase fat burning by up to 30%. We found that a high calcium diet, and by high calcium, it means 12 to 1400 milligrams a day of calcium in your foods. They saw upwards of a 30% increase in more fat being burned. And finally, the people that get the best results with calcium are also getting plenty of vitamin D, whether that's sun exposure or whether that's vitamin D rich foods. So keep that in mind. Now, what do I prefer for calcium rich foods? I already talked about raw dairy. That's by far and away my top choice. People rag on dairy, but it's because there's so many poor quality dairy sources out there. Most of the stuff you're going to find in typical stores is just garbage that I'd stay away from for a whole host of reasons I could maybe talk about in another video. But so I source raw dairy. When I can't, I just stay away from dairy, unfortunately. So these top choices are all going to be very much dependent on the quality of dairy you can find. So we have high quality cheeses are a good option. Even ice cream is a good option. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, all pretty good sources of calcium. Okay. Now, what if dairy is out for you right now? You can look at something like a mineral water like Gerolsteiner. It's actually very high in calcium. I wouldn't go overboard drinking water, but it's an option to consider. The other thing is the shells of chicken eggs are very high in calcium. And what you can do is make that eggshell calcium yourself. And there's plenty of ways to figure out how to do that. If you don't want to go to that effort, you can get an eggshell supplement. Problem is you have to consider, again, the quality of the eggshells that they're using, find very good sources. I will try to track down one that I think is somewhat reputable if you don't want to make your own eggshell calcium, but that's another option to consider if dairy is out for you. So let me know in the comments, guys, if there's other videos that would be helpful for me to cover. This particular video is an example of somebody recommending this topic. So, I pay attention to those things. Let me know in the comments if something would be helpful. Speaking of helpful, I hope the video was. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.